Hi guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today we are going to be making our own sock jigs. Oops. When you get ready to sublimate your socks, you want to make sure that you have an insert inside of the sock to provide a little bit of structure to your sock, as well as you want this, I say sock a lot, I'm sorry y'all, but you also want the sock to be stretched out a little bit so that the ink can penetrate deeper into the fibers of the sock, which is why you need a sock jig. Now the crazy thing about this is you'll find these on Amazon, and some of them cost a pretty penny. There's metal ones, there's cardboard ones. I don't know why somebody would want to use a metal jig, because if I'm not mistaken, metal conducts heat. So you've already had it up under the heat press, and you're going to be pulling it out with your hand. I don't know. It just seems kind of crazy. But me, I love to stick with the cardboard ones, and that's what we're going to be making today. So I made these a couple of months ago. I've had these actually not a couple of months ago. I have these for almost a year. And I made them out of the same cardboard that I'm getting ready to show you guys now. And we'll just go through the steps, but I'm telling you, these babies are durable. So let's get started. So what you're gonna need is, of course, some scissors. I actually have two types of scissors here. These are the scissors out of my kitchen. And then of course my regular scissors. You're gonna need a ruler because we have to do just a tad bit of measuring. And then of course, you're going to need a pencil and your heat tape. Now, I apologize, this is gonna be kind of a long video because not only are we going to be making the jigs, but we are actually also going to be able to use them. I just released some paint splatter socks and I wanna make me a pair. So bear with me, y'all. I'll speed up the parts where, I'm kind of moving slow, but let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is take your sock, and you want to also take your ruler, and you just want to measure the width of the sock. So mine is a little bit under 3.5. A little bit under 3.5. I'll move the camera down so you guys can see. Yeah, it's a little bit under 3.5. So with that being said, I know for sure that I want my jig to be just a little bit wider than the sock so that that ink can penetrate the fibers that are in the sock, but at the same time, I don't want my socks stretched all the way out. You know what I'm saying? I want my socks, the sock shape, to still be preserved once they've been pressed and they come off the jig. So now that I know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do mine at 3.5. So we got that situated. Now, this cardboard that I have here, it came from Hobby Lobby. If you go all the way to the back of the store, you will see a wall full of cardboard. Now, mine is not, I can't remember the exact width of mine, but you want to get something to where you can cut through it. You don't want anything too thick, but thick enough to where, they're nice and durable. So I'm just going to take my ruler, and I'm going to take my pencil that just laid over here, and I'm just going to measure where 3.5 is, and I'll move the camera down just a little bit more, where 3.5 inches is on my cardboard. So from the edge, I'll move the camera down again. Y'all bear with me. Or actually, let me just move over. There we go. So from the edge to 3.5, here we are. And you just want to make a little indicator mark right there. And then once you have that done, you're going to go ahead and take your ruler, turn it to the side, and you're going to draw your line all the way down. So let's do that now. All right. So I have my line here drawn from the top all the way down to the bottom. So now that we have our line, I'm gonna take my strong scissors and I'm gonna go ahead and cut this portion. Now, when you're cutting this, it doesn't have to be perfect. Hey y'all, sorry about that. Before my phone rudely decided to just shut off. What was I saying? Oh, okay. So what I was trying to say was you want to make sure that this doesn't have to be this. Hey y'all, sorry about that. So before my phone rudely decided to shut down, what I was trying to say was when you are cutting out your jig, don't worry about the edges being, perfect. Because what we're gonna do, like I had mentioned before, is take our heat tape and we're gonna go around the perimeter of our jig and it's going to smooth all of those rough edges. It's gonna smooth all of those rough edges over. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do now. So I'm gonna take my tape. Hey, sorry about that, y'all. So what I was trying to say before my phone rudely decided to shut down is that you don't have to worry about the edges of your jig being perfect, because what's going to happen is once we take our heat tape, it's going to smooth all of those rough edges. So that is actually what we're going to be doing right now. So here's the jig. Here's my heat tape. I already pulled a whole bunch of it off. And I'm just going to go around the jig and secure my perimeter. All right, I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so I'm just finishing up on this side. And then we'll actually be ready to slide our socks on and see how it comes out. All right, and that is pretty much it. Again, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. As long as you have your heat tape, you can really fix these at any given time. I should probably put another piece of tape right here, but I am being lazy today. Yeah, so this is pretty much it, you guys. That's it. So please do not pay nobody for no jigs. Just make them yourself, and you probably make them even a lot more better than they did. So let's try our socks on. And again, here's my sock. And it just slides right on, you guys. Slides right on. Slides right on. Alrighty, so now that we know that our jigs work, what are we going to be making today? So, like I was saying earlier, I just released some paint splatter socks. Here is the design, and that is what we're going to be making today. So let's head over to the heat press. Hey guys, so I just wanted to give you a quick shot of what we look like underneath the heat press. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab our design here. This is kind of tough with one hand. And we're gonna go ahead and get to pressing. So let's set this down. feels about right. All right, I'm gonna press it and then I'll be right back. Okay, so our timer just went off and let's see what we got here. Oh wow, these are really pretty. They came out just like I expected them to. So one of the perks that I forgot to mention about the heat tape is, you know, when you get ready to do the other side, you have to roll the edges of the sock. Now that that heat tape is there, you will be able to smoothly do that without struggling, versus, you know, when there's not any heat tape there. It's just an all around smoother process. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my socks and then we'll press the other side. Alrighty guys, so I went ahead and rolled the socks and then I just finished pressing the other side and here they are. So let's take them back to the office and take a look. All right, so we are fresh off the heat press. Oh crap, I didn't check that. I love the way that these came out. I was going for a whole like gradient effect and I definitely think I got it. So it goes from light to, yeah, light to dark. And I love it. They came out super, super pretty. I also have a blue pair for the blue pair of these for the guys or whatever. Yes, I love these. They came out really good. So one of the biggest things that I absolutely hated about the last socks and the jigs that I was using is that when you pulled the sock off the jig, they were always so stretched out. Like you see how these Venom socks right here, they just look very wide. And I'm not sure that's how, I don't think a sock is supposed to be that wide. It just loses, when the sock is stretched out and then that heat is applied, the integrity of the sock or the structure of the sock is somewhat lost. And then even after you wash them, they just still feel very loose and your feet don't feel secure. So I'm so happy that I have officially my own sock to where I can really make some kick-ass socks and provide my customers with a kick-ass experience. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off the jig just so we can check the shape to make sure that we didn't lose the integrity of our socks. And we didn't. We didn't. I love these.